Hey everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group, family of companies, and welcome to another episode. This is a special episode of our podcast called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right, and we love this because, well, it's 4th of July. This is like our holiday.
Yes, it is.
It's like our company's holiday, even though we have a Freedom Day.
Yes, we do.
So welcome to another episode. This is July 4th. Happy 4th of July.
Yes, happy 4th of July.
Yes, and we are actually doing something special. So I'll let you tell them what we're doing.
Yeah, so this is going to be Freedom Week. So starting 4th of July, we're just going to do 5 episodes, and we're going to recap our journey because July 1st marked halfway through our journey.
Yes.
Right? And so we decided, hey, let's look at all of the past episodes. And actually, I'm just going to credit Ben for this idea because it was his idea.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben.
And look at the themes that we have. We're going to talk very briefly about the themes, and then we're going to point you to different episodes that talk about those specific themes, usually around 5 to 10. And for him, he's always told us, he says, how do I binge on this stuff? Like if I want to figure out or listen to one thing, how do I binge on it? And so This is one of his ideas on how to binge on it. So
I love it.
Today we're going to be talking about celebrating freedom and how to get started in real estate.
That's right. And I just got here. I was going 3 miles an hour down the road.
Yes, you sent me a picture with 3 miles per hour.
Yes, I was going 3 miles an hour.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So why?
Because I was in a parade.
Yes, you were.
And what's funny is growing up, I was a musician, so I can't tell you. I literally cannot tell you how many 4th of July parades that I marched. In fact, there was a few years where I did 3 parades in one day on July 4th. So being in a car during the parade is a whole different experience.
Right.
Yeah, much more enjoyable.
Yes. Last year I rode with you.
Yes.
Because it's 20 Corvettes, right?
Yep.
And I rode with you, and like the favorite part of it was when you ever passed by kids and you guys all
yeah. Or the adult kids.
Yes.
Yeah. I had more adult men going, hey, rev it up. Squawk the tires.
That's crazy. All right. So just some quick points is the freedom. So we're talking about celebrating freedom today. We're going to give you some episodes where we talk about freedom. The 3 things that I wanted to bring up is that there's 3 types of freedom, and we'll point you to that episode where we go into depth about it. But there's financial freedom, time freedom, and geography freedom. And so the financial freedom, all of these are things that we've been working on and we've ultimately achieved, especially the geography freedom, which we're in the works right now. So why don't you talk about how we've achieved each one of these?
So financial freedom, so it's passive income that covers expenses and reserves for emergencies.
Yes.
And so it's, do I have to work today? No. Yes. I don't have to work. So that's financial freedom. Now, do we work every day? Yes. Not because we have to, but because we want to because we love it.
Yes.
And so that's the financial freedom. Now, time freedom is you can work when you want.
That's right.
That's right. So it's if I wake up and I don't want to go into work by 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't have to.
That's right.
And then the third one is geography, work where you want. And that's the one that we're working on.
Yeah.
So about this time next month, we're not going to be in Ohio anymore.
No.
Where are we going to be?
Florida.
That's right. Because we can work wherever we want. And so that's the geography freedom.
Yes, exactly.
Geographical.
Yeah, that's right. So that's part of this episode is just celebrating the freedom, the 3 types of freedom, and how we've gotten there and how we're helping others do the same. And also how to get started in real estate. We feel like real estate is one of the biggest wealth boosters that you could possibly get into as far as vehicles, investment vehicles. So the first thing that you have to do is decide what you want to be. You want to be an active investor or a passive investor. So there's many episodes where we talk about and quite frankly rate the active versus passive nature because some people will think something's very passive and then learn later it's a little bit more active than you probably thought it was.
Exactly.
And then talking to other investors. So it's something that we really haven't talked a lot about, but I thought I would say it in this episode since you're going to binge watch. Anybody who's interested in figuring out how to get started in real estate is talking to other investors. So we're telling and sharing with you our experiences, how much time it takes, if we liked it, how much money it costs, and then how long it took us to get to the first deal.
Right.
In our realtor episode, we said it took us 8 months before we got our first deal.
Yep.
Those are questions that you want to ask in order for you to go, okay, now I really do think I like this strategy, and now I've asked enough people that are doing this strategy that I've got expectations set that I can now take a step forward. So Flip's going to go through the episodes, and actually we'll just alternate because I didn't prep him for these episodes. So we chose, it's about 10 episodes that we chose for you to binge watch. We're going to put the links in the comments of the podcast episodes and the YouTube descriptions. So you can, again, we always say watch because we are YouTube type people as opposed to podcast people, but we know most people are podcast. They listen as opposed to watch these.
Right.
So we're the rare birds. So when you listen to these, there will be a description. You should be able to just go bing, 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 and binge as you see fit. So the first one.
Episode number 2, what is your freedom number?
That's right. In episode 31, 3 types of freedom.
And then 82, what is Freedom Day?
That episode is all about you, isn't it?
That one is. Yes, it is. Yes,
episode 122 is the first deal ignites the path to freedom.
Yep, and then episode 8, the 6 benefits of done-for-yourself real estate turnkey rentals.
That's right. And this is the section, so that first section we just went through was our freedom episodes. This section right now that Flip just started with, we're talking about how to get started in real estate. So hit those. Episode 9, high-yield cash flow through private money lending.
And then episode number 12, private money lending on steroids.
Episode 15, real estate syndications. What are they and why we love them?
Episode number 17, funds, syndication, and diversity on steroids.
I'm surprised you could read my writing on that
one.
More
steroids, yeah. No, yeah. I'm really pulling it out here.
Episode 19, flipping versus turnkey versus syndications.
Episode number 22, how to choose which investment vehicle is best for you.
And episodes 169 through 184, we just finished recording our 12-part journey. That was very much to help you understand our path, so that we could share what we liked, what we didn't like, what was required of us, how long it took us. And again, we're just trying to help you make that choice because sometimes that's the hardest thing to do is figure out where you want to get started so that you can feel confident about getting started.
Right,
so,
right.
Very, very exciting. That's it.
I'm super excited about Freedom Week.
Yeah, Freedom Week.
Freedom. Make sure you're heading on over to our website, freedomcapitalinvestments.com, to join our investor club and to look at our swag.
That's right. I've got Freedom Through Passive Income shirt on.
It's Freedom Week. There you go. Perfect shirt to have on.
Thank you.
So make sure you're heading on over to our website and make sure you're hitting the like button, the bells, and the whistles, and the hearts, and the green clovers, and whatever else there is out there. But we like to end all of our episodes with
Invest smart.
Live happy. Bye, everybody.
Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on this show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.